So I'm going to give you a checklist of how to learn a song. First, listen to the song as much as you can before you play it. So you can create a playlist of different versions of the song, even 15, 20 different versions, and listen to it a week, all day long, when you drive, whenever you do, listen to it so you can sing the melody, you can follow the chords while listening, so you're not going to watch the chart. You can listen to the music, look at the chord chart, and then memorize the chords and think about the chords when you are listening to the music. Don't practice the form and the chords when you play. Listen to the music and imagine the chords. So you learn the form, you learn the chords, you sing the melody, you have the music ingrained in you before you start playing it. And that will make you learning and feeling the song much better, much deeper, and you'll be able to improvise much quicker when you do it. So, when you grab your guitar, you don't want to be caught up in the rut of your fingers. So, like you play the melody only in one place. You want to understand the melody and see it in different places on the guitar, at least 2 octaves, but the more is better. You want to visualize the relations between the melody and the harmony. Let's take All of Me that most of you know. So you see, you can play it here, here, here. You want to play melodies in different places over on the fingerboard. And more than that, you want to visualize the connection between melody and harmony. So when a pianist plays, and I like to think about piano players, how they learn. When it relates to their technique, they play the left hand, and then they learn the right hand, and then they combine. So if we go back to picking, most of guitarists learn the melody only on the left hand. And they think that the right hand would follow. It's not right. You need to learn your left hand, and then you need for each note to learn the accurate picking movement for the right hand, so you can combine and play it faster later on. And the same with the melody. So you learn it in various positions, and then you see, like piano players, when they play the melody, they see the chord shapes and they know exactly how the melody relates to the chord shape. And All of Me is a great example. All of me, it's inside the basic triad of C, which is the chord. Da 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 da. It's a basic triad of E. That's why I love to give All of Me as an example. All of me, you see A and D minor. Very easy to see it in chord shapes. So you want to learn the melody in a few different places. You want to connect and visualize the relation between the melody and the chords. And then you want to be able to add embellishments for the melody, because you don't want to play like a computer, like it's written in the chord chart. So I will give you a few elements that you can think about when you play a melody, and you can write it down for yourself, because this will be your first step in improvisation. Slides. Alright? You can add half-tone approach. Right? Half-tone approach before each note of the melody. And closures, which is half-tone below and tone above. You see, so I'm playing the melody with enclosures. You can add bends. When you learn a melody like that, it's improved the way you see your fingerboard, improve the way you see chord shapes all over the fingerboard, and makes the way you play the melody your own. and you can already improvise by implementing the ideas that I showed you now. Alright? You see, it's a melody, but if you take it like even one step far away, I'm still playing the melody, I'm just adding notes from the shapes that I visualized that are connecting, relating to the melody. Now, even if you see it in one place on the guitar, it's enough. Because you see the relations between the notes and the melody, and you improvise where you see the relations. So you are limiting the instrument a little bit, and that's totally fine, because you can become more musical. So you see, by already learning the song, we start by listening. All right, let me show you again. We started by listening to the song, and we learn the form and the melody by singing it. And then we play it in different places. We learn to visualize it, and we learn to add embellishments. And next, we really learn the harmony. We understand it. And why is it important to understand it? I hear so many people are saying that theory, you don't need theory. Theory is boring. You don't need theory. Let's play. Let's just play. And I don't think it's wise. I'll tell you why. We all have a limit to our talent, all right? If you wouldn't have limit to your talent, you wouldn't be here. Like Django didn't have a limit. His limit was so far. His Bach limit was so far, they could do a lot of stuff without understanding. But we are mortals, you know, we have a limit to our talent. We are not genius. Let's accept that fact. And the only way for you to break the limits of your talent is by understanding what you play. Because when you understand what you play, then you can see that the harmony that you just played, it's, for example, a chord progression that you played over 10 different songs. And then you learn the songs faster because, all right, it's a different key, but it's the same chord progression. So you recognize it, you understand it, it's easy for you. When you play something and you enjoy the sound, and you might say, what is this note? So if you know that this note is the 9, all right, you love the sound of the 9, and now you can start adding this 9 whenever you want, because you know what it means. You connect your understanding to what you hear and to what you feel. So I don't suggest that you go to musicology course and learn like books of theory and spend hours. Not. You need to learn practical theory, that what you play, you understand it. Because if you can understand it, then you can implement it over many other musical situations. And in music, you know, like the same chord progression, the same ideas, repeats and repeats and repeats and repeats. You know, how many notes we have, how many degrees, how many chords in the scale. It's the same thing again and again and again. And if you are in the same genre, you are in swing. So learn 10 songs and you learn them all. You know, it's like, so you can learn songs faster, be more musical, express yourself better when you understand what you play. So don't be afraid about music theory. It's boring. We are just to have fun. No, music theory is simple. Music theory is fun. Music theory is your friend. And again, you are not learning music theory to learn music theory. You learn a little bit of theory just to understand what you play. All right? So when you understand what you play, you will memorize it better. You see the next line here. I will show you again here. After you have memorized, After you understand it, it will be much easier for you to understand. Let's say I give you a sequence of words, or a sequence of notes, and you will have difficulty to hear it, but if you understand the language and you recognize a few of the words together, you will be able to repeat it much easier if there is a meaning, and understanding gives you some meaning that makes it very easy for you to memorize and improvise. And then we can start talking about improvisation. When you know the song, you have a nice sound. I want you to think about it logically. You learn a melody, but when you play accompaniment and then you record it and you play the melody over it, if it doesn't sound very good, do you think there is a chance that your improvisation will sound very good? Just think about it logically. If you cannot play the melody good, by being able to embellish the melody, give life to it, make it sound good, make the time of the swing, the accompaniment sound good, most chances that your solo won't sound good. And let's take it one step further, all right? Let's say you are learning an etude. You take one of my courses. I have many etudes, improvisation etude in my courses, and you learn an etude, improvisation etude. Or you transcribe a Django solo, and you play the solo or the etude, and it doesn't sound good, and you get stuck every single time. So if you cannot play a written solo that someone played and it's written for you, right? You need to memorize it and play it. So you learn it, you memorize it, and it doesn't sound good. Why would you think that your improvisation will sound good? All right, think about it and try to understand what improvisation is.